On Saturday, Tucker Carlson responded to the weak response from former Vice President Mike Pence, RIN, that took place during the Family Leadership Summit in Iowa on Friday. Carlson slammed Pence for his lackluster response relating to Ukrainian officials jailing priests in the warring country over conflicting viewpoints. Mike Pence is already in hot water over what some are calling the end of his career when he responded on Friday to Carlson's question on his support in continuing the war in Ukraine. Tucker pointed out how much money is being sent to the foreign nation while America herself has many parts of the country that are extremely poor in quality. Pence gave the horrid response that it is not his concern, instead arguing that America should be able to do both, taking care of the home front and aiding the war in Ukraine, per the DC Inquirer. Somehow, that wasn't the only blunder of Pence during his discussion with Carlson. The former Fox News host talked about how there are clergy in Ukraine who are being thrown in prison. This is something that is obviously concerning because it would be antithetical to the country's values for the United States to be funding a nation that is actively imprisoning religious groups that they aren't pleased with, Carlson noted as such, saying he is more concerned about what's going on at home than in Ukraine given that over $100 billion has been sent to aid in the war effort while religious freedom is being violated. So the interviewer asked Pence about it, noting how the former vice president is a self-appointed Christian leader. Well, they have the wrong views, Mike Pence responded per Carlson. During the discussion, Pence repeatedly claimed that a member of the church in Kiev assured him that no such treatment was taking place. Tucker, however, didn't buy it. The conservative personality discussed the intense hypocrisy at play in the response given by Pence, explaining that freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of assembly are not being protected. If you are a Christian leader and Christians are going to jail for their views, you are required to say something, said Carlson, followed by roaring applause. And if you don't, you aren't much of a Christian leader. Tucker did note that he doesn't think Pence is an awful person, saying he'd let him babysit his kids. However, that doesn't change the erroneous stance that Pence is taking on the issue. Pence has shown that, to him, the war in Ukraine is more important than not just America but even his own religious brethren. Somehow the manufactured crisis of the war has been driven so deep into not just the left but the right that even defeating Putin has taken precedence over the externalities. Carlson is right to call out not just Pence but every single Republican that pushes for the war to not come to an immediate end. The war has no reason to go on except for two sides being overly stubborn and not making concessions at the cost of innocent lives.